Wow, that really just... We got lucky there, because that's a... Huh?
I think it started, hasn't it?
What?
I think it started, hasn't it?
Oh, crap, it has. So, what's up, guys? Today, me and Cap, we'll call him, are playing some Uno, and we're just going to be talking about just like different gaming facts that we find is interesting. Today's topic is the Sonic the Hedgehog series. So, yeah, what should we start with the Sonic the Hedgehog series?
It's up to you.
I think we should start with how the Sonic Hedgehog series can redeem itself. I think what do you think is the way that the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise could redeem itself?
Try asking this for people.
Huh?
Try asking this for the subs.
There's nobody here.
I'm aware of that.
What do you think? What's this thing about? I think that Huh?
No.
Oh, yeah. I think a way that the Sonic the Hedgehog could redeem itself is that if they fired their whole staff right now. Draw 4. You do know you can talk in this, right?
I do.
So, what do you think is a way that they could redeem themselves?
I don't really follow Sega that much. Forgive me, everyone, but I don't really follow Sega that much, so I can't really say anything.
I mean, it's not really Sega. It's just like if you know anything about the last few games, like Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania, I think one way that they can so it's just going straight back to you. Oh, okay. So one way that they are. Wait a second. I gotta draw right until I get through. Okay. Okay. Okay.
No, I insist. Back to you.
No, I insist. That was badly timed.
No,
Seriously?
I insist. No.
You still getting dillies. Good enough. Look, okay, we're going to deal it again, because look at this. There's not a single not red one. Literally every single one I had was red. You really are bad at shuffling.
No. That's why I never do it at school.
Wait, there's more cards in here.
More cards.
So yeah, I just think that, there's multiple ways that the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise could redeem itself. One of those ways is if the movie's good and they don't just get that one guy who's literally getting these good franchises and turning them into bad movies. The same guy who's been making, I think he made Assassin's Creed, is very well known for making video game movies. And each single one of them has sucked balls. That's why video games have a bad reputation for having bad movies. I mean, what's the most recent video game film that you've watched?
Probably Green Lantern. That's one I can remember right now.
That's not a game.
Oh,
I mean something like Super Mario Brothers. the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, they
Ratchet
did.
and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank was pretty good, actually. It was actually pretty good. Oh, okay, Ratchet and Clank, but it was 3D animated though, so it probably wasn't made by the same guy who's been making these second ones. It's probably more made by the directors who actually make the games, because you know they had a game that tied in exactly with it and had the same looking sprites and everything. I mean, it'd be models now, I guess. We're not in the 1980s, and 1990s still. Now they use actually the thing about the sprites that they use nowadays, it's actually all just polygons, like very well done polygons. You can't see it, but they also have polygons in it. We're only as good as about the Sega era. We've learned how to use more polygons because of the more powerful consoles. But I think that honestly, like going back to Sonic the Hedgehog here, that like they have not been able to recently work with those polygons. I mean, honestly, Sonic Forces look like crap. Had some of the worst looking graphics in history, and I don't like that they changed Sonic's, and it makes Sonic look so much paler. I mean, didn't he look very pale to you? That's because they changed his color.
A little bit.
They made him more the color that classic Sonic used to be, and now classic Sonic is this really, it's more like blue-green, you know, and it made him look terrible, honestly. If you, I mean seriously, I mean if you do look at like he looks fine in Sonic Mania because the people that's doing that actually know how to make a Sonic game, and the bad thing is, guess what? They're the fans. They're the fans of Sonic. And they know how to do it better than the original developers. No, you're talking too. This is a podcast. This is with two people talking. What the podcast is. So you got to get some input.
I mean, I can't really say anything because I don't really say much myself, and I've been following this.
I mean, just like you probably know something. I mean, you played Sonic before. I made you play Mania. I literally made him play Mania.
Made me. I was persuaded to.
And you liked it. Oh, come on. You're just trying to act like he liked it. He really liked it. But anyway, I think if they go back to the roots of 3D Sonic, because people say that Sonic Adventure was a bad game. Games that were in the early 2000s, let's be honest, a lot of them suck. Sonic Adventure did not suck. People say it looked worse than the N64. It looked better. It made the N64 look like garbage. Because I mean, you could see the polygons on Sonic Adventure. You would have to really look around for a polygon. I mean, people over exaggerate it a lot now to where you can see.
Here's the starting card. This is the starting card. Where we all going?
What's those?
Here's.
Finally, you shuffled me good. I'm trying to grab it. Alright, so pretty much what I was thinking was if Yuji Naka could get off his lazy butt and start actually being a part of the development anymore, like he was earlier on, and they can get Jun Tsunoue out there popping a brand new track, just like they did in the 1990s, they'd be right back on top.
I agree. +2.
Don't draw 2 cards.
Yep.
Because see, if you actually look at some of the earlier Sonic games, there's a reason that people think they're better. You know, it's a simple fact that I think after Shadow the Hedgehog, they just stopped caring. Because we got games like '06, Unleashed was good, Colors was good, Generations, oh my goodness. But yeah, Generations, possibly my most favorite Sonic game ever. But then they got back to Lost World and got back to Forces. Because Forces, yes, it was a good game. But guess what? It's also mediocre. Where's that Sega polish that used to be known? You know, I think they shouldn't have, like, the minute that Naoto Oshima left,
Oshima, Naruto.
the moment that Naoto Oshima left, I think the whole franchise started going downhill. Red.
No, I say blue. +4.
Okay,
And
crappy system. Is a plus two?
This game would work well with 2 people.
Is a +2 the same as a 2? Can you do that the same thing?
No.
You can't. Okay. So anyway,
Good job.
So anyway, going back to
Still Uno.
Going back to the originals, people think that the originals
Uno
are the best, and there's a reason, because they had that Sega polish that was used back in the Sega Genesis days. Have you seen a Sega Genesis game that really? Is it your turn again? Cheers.
I don't like it.
Did you put one down? You didn't put one down.
No. Go ahead. You use that and made me draw for my turn in a sec. Game Boy by 14-year-old people in Uno. You keep on with the skipping, my guy. Who can?
You got to draw 2.
I did.
Draw 2. Oh, I thought you did. So is it your turn? Yeah.
It's on you. I am not a fan. Like, I'm really not.
So yeah, pretty much. I think in the Sega Genesis days, they had polish. They had like something that could not be. So that just goes right back to me, right?
It does.
And that. Got 2.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
At 0.
I mean, I got 2 cards.
Oh.
I'm
Well, you're about to have 6. Uno,
You suck.
blue.
Okay.
Well, that's not Uno. That's just blue. Draw 4.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that the Sega polish has really gone downhill. Like, if we had games like Vector Man, the original Sonic the Hedgehog, if we got back to those basics and they went back to, not trying to
Yellow.
Thank you, Jesus. See, can you hit me another one?
Hmm?
Can you hit me another one? Wait a second. But anyway, I think that, Sonic the Hedgehog, let's be honest, probably one of the best video games in history. People said that level design was terrible.
Red.
Like, they said that the level design was freaking terrible.
Blue.
Notice I'm not going crazy. It's because I'm not a crybaby loser. I'm sorry, I just had to. You still, I don't think you deal with that still. There's like really like no blues. Okay, someone needs to deal them next time the right way.
Yeah, you need to do them next time.
I can't deal either. Why do you think I asked you to? I mean, you still did better than me. Cause see, look. Look, I finally got one.
You're gonna hate me so much. Back to you.
Back to you, you fat piece of crap.
No, you didn't hear me. Back to you. Uno.
I was hoping you wasn't gonna say it. See, look, now it's just gonna be going on and on and on.
It won't. It won't.
Look at that. Green.
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm A's at this.
Go have somebody do it. No, let's just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start actually talking. Okay. I think that the Dreamcast was one of the most beautifully enhanced systems of all time. Have you seen the graphics of a Dreamcast?
Every now and then. Understand?
Yeah. Well, Sonic Adventure, I think, was one of the most beautiful games on there. I think it's still one of the most beautiful games today. And that was before the HD remaster. I mean, there was a reason that there was a Sega All-Stars game. Because it's good. Not only was the gameplay good, people said this camera sucks. I've even said that before in my past, but that's until I really started getting into it and actually looking at the camera. People say, oh, it tried to go a lot into making Sonic into a 3D game while keeping some of the 2D elements. That works just fine. If you have it from a side-scrolling element, that's completely fine. I didn't have a problem with the camera anytime. Chris, can you talk for a bit? Talk for a bit, please. Talk about Dreamcast, not friends. Huh?
Voice cutting out.
Yeah. Okay, you start talking something.
Dreamcast was good graphics, but it's nothing compared to what it was today.
Oh yeah. I mean, for its time though, it was actually
Great, yeah.
Yeah. It was better than the N64. It had better graphics than the first games on the PlayStation 2, which hadn't even come out yet at that time. The only thing it didn't have was actually it had something that the PlayStation 2 didn't even have coming out like in the next 2 years. Back then, Sega had the Sega Dreamcast had it had, not only did it have a VMU system, it was one of the first game consoles, if not the first, to let you be able to use it also as a computer. Which I actually bought the software for yesterday. Or no, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, sorry. I mean, that's truly revolutionary. I mean, this was like, it's actually the Sega Dreamcast was literally, at the time, it was the best computer you could buy.
I agree.
I mean, have you really had much experience with Sega games at all?
Not really.
I mean, what experiences have you had with them?
Other than Sonic Black Eye and Mania, not much.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of like the Black Knight. You know, do you think that was a really good game? Well, see, technically, it's a mediocre game. If you had seen what Sonic used to do back in the day, that's when Sonic was actually using Michael Jackson's music. Now, I mean, the way I say it is, if you got Michael Jackson working on a game for you, you got something's going right. Um, okay, so before we go, final thoughts and feelings. Do you think that the Dreamcast could still be a good console to this day?
Possibly.
I know I have not played one, but I mean, like, technically it's better than the N64. I mean, not technically, it is, because it was made about 4 years later, and the technology was much more advanced. And it was definitely better than the Atari Jaguar. Have you heard of that?
I have. I hear it sucked.
It said they had 64-bit graphics. It hardly had 16. But they did some numbers that was so terrible. Like, they did some math that was so terrible, I say. Because, see, the math was that, if you put in processing power and actual graphics, that it goes into making 64 bits. It didn't make
It's a lot
that.
of work. It's a lot of work.
And they might have had 2 games that had polygons. They might have had 2 games that had polygons. And it wasn't even like, and it was like a Star Fox 64 type of thing. Where Star Fox 64, it had beautiful graphics for the time, didn't it?
It did. It really did.
Yeah. The original one looked like crap, though. Yes, me. But I mean, also for the time, it's pretty good, too. I mean, it had all the details on the ship. Every single detail that you would see on the ship was on the ship. So
is there anything else you want to add? Or is that about it?
I kind of want to talk about the Jaguar a little bit more. But yeah, the Jaguar, like, it had a game like Star Fox 64, but it did not lack the Nintendo charm. Atari tried this back in the day, and they can't even get it right now. Okay, that's one of the companies that's doing worse we're doing worse than Sega right now, and it's definitely doing worse than Nintendo. Nintendo's actually, you might not be able to think about it, but Nintendo's doing pretty bad right now, actually.
I believe it.
Because the PlayStation and the Xbox are kicking their butts. But it's one thing you can always rely on Nintendo for? Quality. As in, not in beautiful graphics. I mean, there is beautiful graphics on the system, but it's that Nintendo charm that's in every single game. And the Switch has more than enough charm. You don't have to be technologically advanced to be good. Because let's be honest, people go back and play the NES to this day. And you know why? Because of the games, not of the graphics. And that's an 8-bit console that revolutionized what we know as gaming today. So, Mario Brothers. If it was not for Mario Brothers, and honestly, even people going back to it, Sonic the Hedgehog was technically made because the creator, the level designer, things like that, Naoto Oshima was the one that made the design, then Yuji Naka kind of, worked on the levels and some of the designs and things like that, and the technological capabilities. But he looked at Super Mario Bros. And he says, I want to do this, I want to make it better, I want to make it faster. Because after seeing some family members trying to go for the fastest through Super Mario Brothers,
Excuse me, do you have a problem? People, if you don't know what just happened, one of our cars just toppled over for some reason. I just said, "What's up, dude?" Continue.
You're shocked.
No, I don't. You swallow.
Giggity.
You swallow.
Giggity.
No, you.
But anyway,
It's probably the most talk this podcast.
you know, it's just how one game leads to another. One game leads to another. Like, for example, Mario led to Sonic. No. Actually, Mario and Donkey Kong led to Super Mario Brothers, which led to Mega Man, which actually no, it's yeah, which led to Sonic. Alright, so Chris is gonna leave me right here real quick. So you got Sonic, then you got up to now where they're making games like Shovel Knight, which are based off of the 8-bit games. So I think we're just gonna wrap it up for tonight. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see this more, please comment down below if you'd like. Bye, guys.